One. Hey guys, Dean here, Fsbo Hot Sheet, the Fsbo guys. I've got somebody special here on the line today, and I wanted Mitch Allen, one of my coaching clients. He's done some great job. He's done a great job with for sale by owners, and just recently he listed a for sale by owner. I want him to explain to you what exactly he did in the process of it. So, hey Mitch, how's it going? First of all, pretty good.
Good, man.
Good. Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Southern California, southeast corner.
And where do they send in referrals to if they have any referrals coming your way?
You can text me.
And what number would they text you at?
760-679-2202.
Good. You guys got any referrals up in the specific area you work right now is?
Brawley, California. That's Brawley.
Cool. All right. Tell the clients here, my coaching or my Fsbo customers, exactly kind of what you did with this recent listing you took from a for sale by owner.
Yeah. So it actually all started with a previous sell I had in kind of the farm. I had a letter signed by a previous seller that I drafted, got permission. She signed it. I mailed it out. What
was the letter exactly?
So basically, it talked about the experience that seller had with me. It talked about basically that I helped them purchase. When it came time to sell, they, of course, would hire me. There was a follow-up process that happened during that time period. And then it was just more in depth about the experience, about how I informed them every step of the way, how I gave them information before they even had questions, and how it was just a very seamless process from signing a listing, preparing the house on market in escrow.
So you mailed that letter around that sale, which encompassed this for sale by owner that was in the area, correct?
Correct.
How many letters
and I included with that letter? So it was about 700 letters.
Okay, good.
Real simple, just the letter printed out, nothing fancy. Included my business card, plain and simple.
Good. She called you and said what?
She'd been listed for sale by owner. She'd been on Zillow for about 2 months. She was priced way too high, priced out of the market, was only offering 1.5% commission to a buyer's co-op agent. It's not good. She called and she said, I need to sell my house. And she said, I would like you to list it. When she gave me the address, I immediately was like, this is a for sale by owner. I've seen it. I've looked at it. She ran me through a couple things about her home, her timeline, and then all I simply said was, perfect. Let's meet Sunday at 5 p.m. We scheduled the appointment. Beforehand, I, of course, emailed her all my information, my listing presentation. When we sat down, so when I got to the home, I had her walk me through the whole house, right? It was more of like a friend. I approached it more as like I'm here to provide information, right? I almost didn't even approach it as I'm here for listing. Tell me about your home. Tell me why you're selling it. And then when we sat down at the table, I asked her, the first question out of my mouth was, why are you contacting an agent? And she said, I've been on the market for 2 months. I've only had one person show it. No one else has called me. So I knew immediately, okay, she needs marketing help. She needs to price it correctly, so on and so forth. She needs the network of an agent. My second question was, how did you determine your price? And she says, well, I just kind of looked at what houses were selling for in the area. That was when I walked her through the entire CMA process. Excellent. Pricing it correctly, accurately, everything else.
So she was offering 1.5% to the selling agent.
Right.
Had it priced too high. You eventually listed it at how much below her price?
$10,000 below her list price.
And what commission did you get?
6%.
And how did you go from getting her from her offering 1.5% to 6%? Because that's a big, even if she offered 3% to the listing agent and the 1.5% to the selling, that's still 4.5%. How'd you nudge her up? Because you went this way on price and this way on commission. So how did
Yeah,
you kind of work that angle?
simple. My online presence. So I asked her very simply, I said, your house is overpriced. Do you agree? And she said, yes. And she said, that's why I think nobody's called me. So part of that was I didn't have to do any explaining to her. She had already looked me up. When she got my letter, she looked me up online. She saw my Zillow reviews. She saw my website, my Facebook page. She looked me up on social media. So basically it was there's no smoke, there's no clouds and all these, mirrors and everything. It was here's where you need to list. Here's what you need to offer in commission. And because there was that like online presence, I didn't have to upsell myself. She already knew what she was wanting.
So she's familiar with you because of your social media presence. You do videos, you do some flips, some renos, some things like that. You've sold homes in the neighborhood. You've
Correct.
marketed via postcards, the letter she received endorsing you from a seller, huge endorsement, right? So basically you never cold called her and said, hey, I see you're a Fsbo. She just called you.
No, and one of the tactics that so many people utilize is to try to get in the door of a Fsbo is they say, oh, I have an interested buyer, and they'll try to preview the home for their buyer and everything else. I approached it the completely opposite way, which was I intentionally included her on my list. Even though I knew that she was listed as a Fsbo, when I mailed my letter, I still mailed it to her. And I approached it as a way of, look, here's the social proof. Here's what other people are saying about using my services. And then by doing that, that gave her the right to then look me up on social media and find all the social proof, find my past sales on Zillow. So she did the homework herself before I even kind of got to her. But the biggest thing is when I asked her on that phone call, when she says, I need to sell my home, I asked her, I said, how did you find me? And she said, well, you mailed me a letter from one of your past clients in my neighborhood that sold. So it was case in point. It was I'm here to provide support as a real estate agent for you to sell your home instead of just trying to get that escrow.
Yeah, very good. Great story, great strategy. I wonder, I'm just thinking, what if you got one of those a month, 12 a year? How much extra income would that be?
It'd be a lot.
It'd be a lot, right. Not about that. Hey, Mitch, thanks for sharing with me. Thanks for sharing with the clients in my Fsbo service. Hopefully you guys watching got something out of this. And hey, we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks, Mitch.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Dean.
All righty. Bye-bye.